cowboy, he lives on the range. His horse and his cattle are his only companions. He works in the saddle and he sleeps in the canyons, waiting for summer, his pastures to change. And as the moon rises, he sits by his fire.
Back to the garden. I think that's what they mean. Welcome. Thanks for coming out tonight. Thanks for deciding to come out and see us play. It's a delight to be here at the center of the known universe. Thank you for, it's not the same without you. I want to introduce the thing that makes this troubadour reunion the genuine article, the bona fide actual reunion that it is that we've got the original cats, the original band right here. Please welcome on electric bass guitar, an enigma really, there was some guy with a sign in the audience a couple of nights ago that said, be kind to the Wookiee. I think they meant himself, Mr. E. Sklar on the bass guitar. Don't offer him any food. It's best not to make direct eye contact. Just back away slowly. Playing the drums, a bit of a legend actually. A guy who really pretty much came up with a new way of playing this music. And nobody had played brushes in rock and roll quite like that, with that kind of depth before. Please welcome a guy who can hit things and make music somehow, miraculously, Mr. Russell Kunkel. Verily. And finally, playing the guitar, my old pal, he and I had our first gigs together, we were in our first bands together. It's amazing to look across the stage and see him standing there again. I introduced Carole and I originally, back in the day, a great songwriter and a great recordist, a maker of great records. Please welcome Mr. Daniel Korchmar. Danny Korchmar. Cooch's tunes for you now. It's a Cooch original. It's a song called, I think it was on the JT album, Honey Don't Leave LA. Yeah. Rich tune there. I don't think she did leave LA. I think that changed her mind and convinced her. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. We try to cast our minds back and remember what we played back in 1903 when we first. But it's gone. We can't remember. We try to recreate the set list from the early days, but pretty much played everything we had, and so this song is probably somewhere in the set. In my mind, North Carolina, and I see the sunshine. Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine, taking me from behind? Oh, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Covering cheese and silver sun, you best walk her away and watch it shine. Watch her watch the morning come. The silver tear appearing up while I'm crying. Hey, God, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. There ain't no doubt in no one's mind that loves the finest thing around. Whisper something soft and kind. Hey, baby, the sky's on fire, I'm dying, hey, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm going to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine, keep me from behind? I'll be going to Carolina in my mind. Dark and silently last night, I think I might have heard the highway go. Geese in flight and dogs at bite. Signs that might be open say I'm going, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. It's been blowing most of the other side around me. Still I'm on the dark side of. It looks like it goes on like this forevermore. But forgive me if I am on Carolina in my Carolina. In my mind, I'm on Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine, taking me from behind? I'll be going to Carolina in my home. So I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Say nice things about me. Carry on without me.
is a place that I know, where I can find shelter from the hunger and cold, and the sweet tasting good life is easily found way over yonder. That's where I'm bound. I know when I get there, the first thing I'll see is the sun shining golden, shining right down on me. Then trouble's gonna lose steam, worry leave me behind, and I'll stand up proudly. True peace of mind, talking about it, way over yonder is a place I have seen in a garden of wisdom from some long ago dream. Oh, maybe to the land where the honey runs, rivers each and the sweet taste of good life is so easily found. Playing that beautiful organ part and now coming over to the piano to take my place is a multi-instrumental player, a great arranger, musical director, and a friend of a lot of us, Robbie Condor. Many years ago. is a song that I co-wrote with Ms. Toni Stern.
Sometimes the blues get a hold of you.
Back in 1970, which is actually the year I met James, when I first started his music, prior to that I'd been co-writing with other people, primarily Jerry Goffin. When I heard James's songs, I was totally blown away by them, first of all, and second of all, inspired to try to start writing lyrics and music on my own. So I wrote a few songs, and one of them was this next song that we're going to play for you. But contemporaneously, James had written a song that I hadn't heard, he hadn't heard mine. It sounded so much like it that we decided we're probably the same person.
It was the case of a two-timing muse.
The new jokes are good sometimes, too. Whispering wind came uninvited, looking for somewhere else to go. Here is a lamp I've left unlighted, offering to someone I should know. Memory's flame is soon ignited, lighting my lamp with amber glow. Quietly friends are reunited, singing a song of long ago. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la la. Cry, cry for someone who just can't be happy, and be glad you can feel enough to cry. Younger than always, time descended, bringing me brand new seeds to sow. Now that they've been a long time planted, what must I do to help them grow? If then again as I intended, I wouldn't have the peace I know, loving the people I befriended, and singing a song of long ago. La la la, la la la, la la la, la as it began, so I will end it, singing a song of long ago, loving the people I befriended, and singing a song of long, 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 long ago.
But things are not the same, it seems, as in such tender dreams. Slowly passing sailing ships and Sunday afternoon, like people on the moon, I see things not meant to be. Why
There are two songs now that we put together because they're similar in a way. I think of them as hymns for agnostics. Sort of spiritual, you know, in a general kind of way, nothing too specific. Comfortably detached kind of thing. But this first tune of Carole's is definitely a song to get you up on your feet and put your nose into the wind and carry on. It's a great tune.
Oh,
Sounding good tonight. Sounding maybe a little too good. Please, I'd like to introduce the other singers to you. From Los Angeles, California, born and bred, great singer and songwriter and recording artist in her own right. Please welcome Miss Katie Markowitz. Katie Markowitz, and finally from Nashville, Tennessee, great singer, great singer, and a great violin player as well. So please welcome Andrea Zahn. Andrea Zahn.
I used to feel uninspired.
He brought it back from the war in France down on copper line. France were to made of wine, we sold turpentine. Summer nights in the moonshine down on copper line. Take me down on copper line. First kiss have arrived. Store dates from a romance book. The sky opened and the earth shook down on copper line. Rakes and the boy winks and the dog barks and the bird sings and the sun rises and the angel sighs. Yeah, tried to go back as if I could. All spec house and plywood tore up good down on copper line. Doesn't come as a surprise to me, doesn't stop my memory. When I'm looking up, see me rising free down on copper line. I'm along on the Morgan Creek, I'm only good till the end of the week. Hercules on the whole road, stay down on copper line, on copper. Take me down on copper line. Oh, down on copper line. Take me back down on copper line. Take me down on copper line.
We love you too. Honest to goodness.
There's so many of Carole's songs that I've sung for years and years. I've covered a lot of them on record, and others, so many others have been floating around in my brain. This particular song was an Everly Brothers hit, and I got a chance to record it with Art Carfon some years later. And it was then that I took a closer look at the tune and discovered that it was one of Carole's. Amazing.
Actually, I co-wrote it with Howie Greenfield in one of those cubicles you've read about.
Over on Tin Pan Alley. But still, Howie Greenfield for sure. Credit where credit is due, but this is a Carole King tune. And I always love it. This is the old Everly Brothers hit, I'll Do My Crying in the Rain.
I'll never let you see the way my broken heart is hurting me. I've got my pride and I know how to hide all my sorrow and pain. I'll do my crying in the rain.
Raindrops falling from heaven could never wash away my misery.
Since we're not together, I hope for stormy weather to wipe these tears I hope you'll never see. Someday when my crying's done, I'm gonna wear a smile and walk in the sun. I may be a fool, but till then, darling, you'll never see me complain. I'll do my crying in the rain. Since we're not together, I hope for stormy weather to wipe these tears I hope you'll never see. Someday when my crying's done, I'm gonna wear a smile and walk in the sun. I may be a fool, but till then, darling, you'll never see me complain. I'll do my crying in the rain. I'll do my crying in the rain. I'll do my crying in the rain.
There's so many of those songs. It was really tough deciding which ones would go in the show. When we got together last November and made our set list, it would have been like a 6-hour show. You say that now. It was long. But taking songs off that list was emotionally wrenching experiences, like leaving your kids off at camp or something. It's hard, and so we made a sort of an alternate list and decided that this third song of the second set would be sort of a request number. We used our websites to conduct a small survey. We polled you. It wasn't uncomfortable. It was a gentle polling. And we came up with this particular song of Carole's to do tonight. This is who did the original?
Little Eva.
Little Eva. And then in every generation, like every decade, somebody's covered this tune. It was after Little Eva, it was like
Grand Funk in the
Grand Funk.
70s. But we do alternate, so last night was James's night, tonight's mine, and if you follow us around, you'll get some of both.
Chance now.
gears a little bit and do a cowboy lullaby for you. It's a song I wrote for my nephew. I was abroad for a year, and that never sounds right. I was overseas. That's how rumors get started right there. I was overseas for a year, and when I came home, my brother Alex and his wife Brenda had a kid, and in a moment of relaxed judgment, they named the kid after me, little baby James. So I got back to these shores and immediately drove down to North Carolina to set eyes on a little varmint. And all the way I was thinking about what kind of song would be right, for a little fella like that. Had to be a cowboy lullaby, go to sleep, a little buckaroo kind of thing, like Gene Autry or Roy Rogers kind of song. There's a young cowboy lives on the range. His horse and his cattle, there is only companion. He works in the saddle, then he sleeps in the canyons, just waiting for summer, his pastures to change. Yes, and as the moon rises, he sits by his fire, just thinking about women and glasses of beer. Closing his eyes as the donkeys retire, he sings out a song which is soft but it's clear, just as if maybe someone could hear. He says at night you like ladies, rock-a-bye, sweet Lady Jane, deep greens and blues for the colors I choose. Won't you let me go down my dreams? Yes, I'll rock-a-bye, my sweet Lady Jane. Some birds covered in snow. Yes, and so was the turnpike from Stockbridge to Boston. Which is the same green line on count of that frosting. 10 miles behind me and 10,000 more to go. There's a song that they sing when they take to the highway. A song that they sing when they take to the sea. A song that they sing on their own in the sky. Maybe you can believe it, it might help you sleep. And the singing seemed to profile. So good night to my lady, rock-a-bye, sweet Lady Jane, deep greens and blues for the colors I choose. Won't you let me go now?
Tin Pan Alley and all that. In 1960, Jerry Gelfin and I were newly married and we were struggling songwriters. And we didn't have any hits for a while, and then we had our first hit, which we got to hear coming out of the radio, of a 1956 Mercury Monterey. And that song was recorded by the Shirelles. And then 10 years later, I recorded it for an album called Tapestry. Recreate that for you tonight. Tonight you're mine. You give your love so sweetly tonight. The light of love is in your eyes. But will you love me or just a moment's pleasure? Can I believe the magic of your sighs? Will you still love me tonight with words unspoken? You say that I'm the only one. But will my heart be broken when the night meets the morning star? That your love is a love that I can be sure of. So tell me now, and I won't ask again. Will you still love me tomorrow? Will you still love me tomorrow? Baby, will you still love me tomorrow? Tomorrow, will you still
Just yesterday morning, the man told me Suzanne plans they made for the men in you. Walked out this morning and I wrote down the song. Just can't remember who to send it to. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days, but they never end. I've seen lonely times and could not find a friend. But I always thought I'd see you again. To look down on me, Jesus. You gotta help me to make me stand. Just gotta see me through another day. My body's aching and my time is at hand. I won't make it any other way. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days, but they never end. I've seen lonely times and I could not find a friend. But I always thought I'd see you again. So I'm walking my mind to an easy time. My back turned towards the sun. Lord knows a cold wind blows like to turn your head around. There's hours of time on the telephone line, talking about things to come. Sweet dreams and flying seas and pieces on the ground. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days, but they never end. I've seen lonely nights, but I could not find a friend. But I always thought I'd see you somehow one more time again. But I'd see you one more time again. There's a few things coming my way this time around. I'd see you, but I'd see you fire and but I'd see you just one more time, Suzanne. soon I will be there to brighten even the darkest night. You just call out my name. I'll come to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. All you gotta do is call me, and I'll be there. You got a friend.
If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud. Soon you'll hear me knocking on your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall.
All you gotta do is call on me, and I'll be there.
Now ain't it good to know that you got a friend when people can be so cold?
They hurt you, they'll send a searcher. They'll take your soul if you want that man. Don't you let them.
Just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running.
As fast as I can to see you again. Oh yes, don't you know you can